Crowdfunding Case Studies, your rapid-fire reveal on what it takes to make it happen in crowdfunding. Listen, learn, and make it happen. artofthekickstart.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Art of the Kickstart Crowdfunding Case Studies, numero 5. Today we're going to be talking about the Maid Campaign. So the Maid Oven, we were talking about them last time, and before we jump into a listener question from Benny in San Diego, the Maid Oven team actually reached out on Twitter. They loved what we were doing, they loved the suggestions, and they're going to be on the Art of the Kickstart podcast. So you guys can tune in later to get that interview. But Benny wrote in, this is a food-based product, and yet they're in the tech hardware space for categories. How do you go about choosing the best category for your product? And that's an amazing question, Benny. So the issue a lot of Kickstarter creators have is what seems to be the most obvious category for them isn't necessarily the most profitable, especially when it comes to food. So look at the food campaign categories. Most of the products in there aren't real products at all. They're people launching restaurants, trying to start their dreams in food, but it's not necessarily the best place to put a Kickstarter, especially one like the Maid Oven. When you've got something that's both technological, it's hardware-based, and I would even suggest that it could be put into the product design category. Those three, while not necessarily as great of fits for what the company is doing, definitely represent a much better threshold for how much money the Kickstarter campaign can raise. So think about that when you're planning out your campaigns. Go with the one where the people are at. You got to go to the party, or the party's not going to come to you. And now, guys, it's time to jump into today's Kickstarter critique. Today we're talking about Artist, the coffee maker machine extraordinaire. So if you guys check out this campaign, it is exquisitely well done. They've raised over $420,000, and they still have 18 days to go in the campaign. And really, it's if you look at the campaign, you can see why. Their title, it appeals absolutely to that Kickstarter, hipster, kinda cool-esque audience. It brews coffee like the best baristas in the world. Artist. Is there any name more creative than that? And as you scroll through the campaign, you see the story, what they were trying to create so that people everywhere could create amazing coffee with a click of a button. And they even talk media. They have a beautiful picture showing where they've been featured with coffee beans added in. It's just that extra little personality. And then you notice below that they have the less cool media publications. But everybody gets in those too. Maybe they're worth including, maybe not. But either way, they follow it up with a vision of a simple way for coffee lovers everywhere to enjoy a perfect cup of coffee. I love the stretch goals. Not necessarily even what they are, but look how well they are displayed. These are beautifully drawn mock-ups that really any campaign should strive for. If you're adding pictures, especially if you don't have a lot of amazing prototypes, look how great mock-ups can look in your own campaign. But what do they do next? One big thing that you want to do is explain how your product works in the simplest way possible. A lot of times that's a picture. You download the app, you connect Artist via Wi-Fi, and you enjoy coffee. I mean, can you explain to people in a simpler way how it works? I don't think so. That's a great way that you should all go about using pictures to make your Kickstarter campaign shine. But really, that's not everything that they do. One of the big things that they do really, really well is in explaining exactly how everything works. You have to rely on backers to read down the page and see everything that you guys are about. Not just the beautiful pictures, the sexy headlines, but really what the product is and what it'll do for people. With that, you see pictures with descriptions everywhere, recommendations, sharing with friends, the art of making coffee. All of these are really, really strong pushes into what your product is and what the company stands for. People checking these out are going to love the photography because this is one of the best done campaigns I've ever seen when it comes to product photography and making it absolutely aesthetic. And the information there, coffee snobs, coffee lovers everywhere are gonna have to get their hands on this. There's a comparison showing Artist against all the rest of the types of coffee makers out there. From pricing to functionality, they're beating them out on every single category. And by showing that, you're just reaffirming with backers why your product is that much greater and why they have to check it out and get this coffee in their house today. But it keeps going on. There's the benefits, why adjustable brews are so important. They break it down for people in a way that a video can't, so that they're slowly being walked through the process of becoming a buyer. As the idea of a perfect cup of coffee is really starting to come to them, you get hit with the brand ambassador. I'm not a coffee connoisseur myself, but having those high-profile individuals who can represent your campaign and absolutely push it forward is huge. If you're a big coffee snob, like a lot of the people that we're going for with this campaign, that means you trust these guys. You know what they're doing is absolutely amazing. And if not, just look at this photography. I mean, this is the greatest I've ever seen in terms of just making a Kickstarter campaign look sexy beyond belief. There's a couple things that could have been done better, though. Pictures of the team. Where is that, artist? Come on. By showing off your team, showing off the startup and the people behind what you're doing, you'll be way more successful in terms of building support with people. The other main issue, of course, testimonials. Include them. Show people that other people are getting amazing results, amazing cups of coffee from your product. Either way go, guys. That's going to wrap up today's Kickstarter critique. Arist, keep kicking ass. That is absolutely amazing.
Thanks for tuning in. I totally rely on you guys to make this show happen. If you've got any questions you want answered on the Crowdfunding Case Study Show, go to artofthekickstart.com or just shoot me an email, matt@artofthekickstart. Leave feedbacks, questions, and we'll get them in on the next show. Thanks for tuning in. Hope that this case study helps you in launching your own crowdfunding campaign. And of course, check out artofthekickstart.com if you want to get more great insight into making your business happen.